Give me 1 second. I'm going to go live everywhere. Hello. Say hi. Let me know where you're watching me. Whether it's Instagram or Facebook. Facebook is taking a moment. Okay, Facebook. Come on. Yes. Okay. So welcome to this week's Monday morning style session. Say hi. Let me know where you're watching me from. I'm excited today to talk about shopping. Shopping is one of my favorite topics, one of my favorite activities, but into each life in 2025, a little online shopping must fall, right? Like we all, and truly, I will say my philosophy on online shopping, for those of you who say, I like to touch the fabrics, I hate shopping online. I'm going to say this as your fashion friend, and I mean this with love, 100% with love, but we have to get over it. We have to get over it. We're not going to be able to touch fabrics if we want the selection and the fit and the quality that we're looking for, because most of us, unfortunately, have limited shopping options in our towns. If you don't have limited shopping options in your towns, awesome. If you live in a place like Scottsdale or like New York City, whatever, if you live in a place with a ton of shopping, absolutely, like you may never have to online shop. And I would always say start at the stores and then online shopping fills in the gaps, because I want us to support the stores in our communities because I want them to stick around. Okay, rant over about shopping. But most of us are going to have to shop online if we want to shop some of the brands that are going to check the boxes in our wardrobes and are going to serve our wardrobe needs. So we have to be better. We have to get better at online shopping. And this is one of the only muscles that I can actually encourage you to work out. It's the online shopping muscle. Like the more you do it, the better you get at it. Now, are there still going to be some flops and some fails and some misses? Absolutely. Yay, good to see you guys. You are still going to make mistakes online shopping, no matter how much practice you have. I still do, and I shop for an actual living, but because the information online is not always accurately representing the item. And that's what this video is about. We're going to talk about how to look at an item critically when you're shopping online so that you can make the best purchase. And this actually, many of these are going to apply to shopping in stores as well. So whether you're shopping in person or online, you need to be able to separate the merchandising and the marketing from the actual item so that you can make the right choices for your wardrobe. Okay, if anyone, maybe it's just me, if you've ever walked into a store and been like, here, just take my wallet. Just take all of my money already. I feel that way every time I walk into an Anthropologie. I'm like, my family just needs to go grab their stuff and move on into the store with me because this is my new home. And I don't care if I have to buy like a pen at Anthropologie. I do not leave Anthropologie without buying something because the vibe gets me. They just get me. They get me. And I feel like every time I walk in there, I'm like, I want everything here. I want this whole, I want to live in a Paris apartment that looks just like this. And I want every single thing in the store. That's merchandising. And that's the lure. That's what brands do with their branding to pull you in so that you want to buy more than you actually need, right? So okay, so the first tip I will talk about for being a critical shopper is to evaluate the background. Do you really want that dress, or do you want the lifestyle? Do you really want that dress, or do you want to be at a Paris cafe with a handsome man sipping a coffee, whatever? Like, do you really want that dress, or do you want to be at the brunch with the girlfriends? So ask yourself, take the item out of the context that it's in on the website or even at the store. Like take the item out of the context, evaluate the item just on its own. If you were to see that dress without the magic of Paris and without the magic of that beautiful home or the mountain view or whatever, if you were just to look at that item on its own on a hanger, would it still retain its magic, or would the luster be lost? Would you no longer love it or need it as much because it's just a dress, right? So you have to separate the item from the background and from the setting, and really look at it objectively. It's one of the ways that they sell us, right? Okay, the second is, you want to analyze the model. You want to look at the model and you want to compare the model to yourself, and not in a, oh my goodness, I'm short and don't look like the model kind of way, but you want to compare your sizing and your frame and your height to the model. So many sites, Nordstrom included, will tell you the model is 5'9", and I'm not 5'9", so I'm 5'2", so I would add 7 inches to the item, to the length of the item if I'm comparing it myself to the model. So you're looking at the specifics of the model in terms of fit. They don't say, model is 5'9" and wears a size 2, whatever. So you want to take that first. But also you want to look at, does the dress or the item look like it's adjusted on the model? Is it like pinned or tucked? Often you can see that the item is like adjusted, or that they've done some stuff like little tricks to make it fit the model better. So you really want to get as many views as possible on the item. And then again, like I said, you really want to look at how it's hanging on the model. I will say with love, if it doesn't look great on the model, it's not going to look great on us, because they have merchandised, like I said, and styled it within an inch of its life. And if it's still ho-hum, right? Like that says something. Okay, third, inspect the overall aesthetic. Like, you want to ask yourself, does this go with my style? Does it feel special enough on its own, or is it the whole styling that makes the item special? Again, if you saw this dress on a rack, if you saw it on a hanger, is it going to look amazing, or does it just look amazing because they've added 975 accessories and it's a model and she's in Paris and she has a wind machine? Like what is it? Is it just the item on its own that feels special and looks special? So does it also align with your wardrobe's aesthetic? Like, maybe you're seeing a beautiful flowy boho dress in a field of wildflowers, but you don't never had a boho moment in your life, and you're really a preppy type of person, and you're really drawn to, maybe the idea of an escape with nature, and it has nothing to do with the dress at all. So ask yourself, is this me, or is it really just that I love this whole picture, this whole image? Okay, as I drop my notes. So does the garment feel special enough on its own, or is it the styling that's making you love it? Okay, the next is to examine the fit and proportions. Okay, so now you're going to look at the model again, and you're going to look at the shoulders, you're going to look at the waist, and you're going to look at the hips. You also want to measure your clothes so that you can look at the measurements of the clothes online. This is not an exact science, and unfortunately, it's not foolproof, because if it was foolproof, we would all get the best fit by measuring our clothes, but it will get you much closer to finding a good fit online. So you want to ask yourself, like, if the dress, if it says, I just was looking at a dress for a petite client last night, and it said the dress is 51 inches. Well, my client is 62 inches. So I know that dress is going to be 11 inches from the floor on her. So you want to measure, like, how long are my skirts? How long are my dresses? How long are my tops from shoulder to hem? How long are my jackets from shoulder to hem? And then compare that against the measurements of the clothing. And is it something that will adjust well for your height, your body type, and does the length, cut, and silhouette work for you? So again, you're really identifying the details of this item separate from all the magic that they put around it. The next thing I want you to do is to consider the fabric. I love that a lot of brands and a lot of websites are showing sales associates or runway shots where the model's walking back and forth and wearing the item, because you want to see how the fabric hangs and how it flows and how it moves. That's going to let you, a lot of times, for those of you who are like, I want to touch the fabric, I want to touch the fabric, they're doing so much more explaining of the item online, because let's face it, retailers want you to return less also. But they're showing you a lot more detail so that you can more accurately determine what the fabric looks and feels and flows like. So, you want to ask yourself, does the fabric appear like, does it look breathable? Does it look soft? Does it look stiff? Look for close-up pictures of the texture or the drape. Look at those little, Nordstrom has those sales associates like describing and demoing an item. Look at those. Look at you're going to look at every single angle and view of the item possible to see whether the fabric is something that's going to work for you. And then, of course, you're going to read the care instructions. You're going to decide, is this something that is going to work? Like if it's dry clean only and it's white, is that something that you're going to reach for or not? Is it going to be too fussy for you to care for? And then you also want to, ask yourself, does this work with my climate? Does it work with, is this material I'm going to find comfortable? For example, these days I'm buying less and less and less polyester because I'm in the lovely season of life where I get really hot and really cold. But on my really hot days, the last thing I want is to feel like I'm bundled in saran wrap, and polyester just makes me feel that way. Okay, the next thing is to assess the color realistically. The color may appear slightly different due to lighting. So if the item is neutral, ask yourself whether it complements if it goes with your color palette, does it go with your skin tone? If you do not have a color palette for your wardrobe, you absolutely should have one, because you should really be able to focus on, and this is the filter for us to use when we're shopping. You're not shopping everything in the store. You're just shopping the items in your color palette, and that will really help you narrow it down. So you want to check, is this a color that's flattering to me? And would this work with the colors that are already in my wardrobe? And then try to look at as many pictures as possible of the item online so you can get an accurate idea of the color. Another thing to ask yourself with all of these tips is, do I need an entirely different wardrobe to make this item work in my closet? Like, would this dress only work if I bought new shoes, a new jacket, I had new hair, and I was 5'10"? Like, if that's the case for you, then that might not be the best item for you. So ask yourself, does this fit seamlessly into my wardrobe, or is this something I'm going to have to like turn myself inside out to make it work? Next, I'm going to ask you to really look at the way the item is styled. So it's not just the setting, the glamorous or romantic or beautiful or aesthetic setting that the model is in, but it's also, what did they do to the clothes after they put them on the model? Back in the day, in the 90s, my sister and I used to shop for clothes on the Victoria's Secret website all the time. And we were both petite and small. And I don't know if you've seen the Victoria's Secret models. They were very small. And so we would get the clothes, and often the clothes would be too big for us. Again, this was back in my 20s. But what we later learned was that the clothes were almost always pinned and clamped and otherwise adjusted to fit the model. So you were not actually seeing the clothes the way that they actually fit the model back then. And that was a catalog, which I felt like was super irresponsible, because you're really misrepresenting the item. But you want to look at how they have styled. So are they tucking it just so? Is she standing at an angle like this, or like no model stands like that. That was just this is awkward. But like, are they standing in a way where the item looks more flattering? Do they have one leg out and one leg back, and their hip is jutted out? And what are the styling tactics and techniques that they use to make the item look better? Then you also want to ask yourself, like, how do they style it? Like accessories, the shoes, the hair. Is it the whole, like, if you see a beautiful dress on a beautiful model and the dress really suits the model, like it just looks like they just go together, like the dress looks amazing on her, you want to ask yourself, like, that's what you like, right? Is it just the dress, or is it the hair and the whole vibe of the model that goes with the dress really well? Would this look as good with pieces styled with pieces from your own wardrobe, or does it just look good the way that they styled it in the picture? If it's highly styled, consider if it's versatile enough on its own. Okay, next, you want to visualize it in your life. So visualize yourself in that dress at the grocery store, or at the office, or at church, or out with your friends, or going out to dinner. We have a small historic main street near our home where we go out, for dinner, my husband and I, most Friday nights. And so I'll often be like, could I wear this to Beach Street for dinner? So put it in the context of your actual life. So I love seeing pictures of glamorous women crossing a New York City street in their glamorous outfits, but I do not have the opportunity to cross a glamorous street in a glamorous outfit. I only have an opportunity to wear that outfit in my actual life and in my actual town, unless I'm on vacation, of course. So you want to ask yourself whether you can actually wear that where you're going. Does it fit seamlessly into your daily life, or is it limited to special occasions? You know that I feel like the things that we wear most often are the things that we should spend the most on. Okay, next, practical details. You want to look for features that are really important to you. One of my clients a while back, it cracked me up. I said, okay, what are your terms and conditions? Like, what's that list for you of the things that you really require in an item for that item to be practical for you? And one of the things on her list was, she said, I do a lot of dishes. I really want something where I can pull the sleeves up. I was like, that is awesome. I literally have never thought, that's a new one for me. Like, I had literally never thought of that until she said that. She wanted to make sure that everything had the types of sleeves that you could pull up and they would stay up. So what are your terms and conditions? They might be more or less specific than my clients, but you want to know, like, I require a dress with pockets, or maybe it's I don't like anything that's too clingy. Maybe it's, I have a hard time with zippers on the back, so I want something that where the zipper's on the side, or where it's got some stretch and it doesn't need a zipper at all. Maybe it's I want to make sure it's lined because I want it to not be sheer, or maybe I want to make sure that it's unlined because I want it to be cooler. So the other practical details, of course, are: is it machine washable? Is it you know is it versatile? You want to really break down the practical details and ask yourself, um, are the practical details of this item, do they align with what I need? Okay, next, read reviews and check sizing. So I really love when brands have, or websites have, women sharing actual pictures of themselves in the item. That is so, so helpful to see it on real women, not styled, not models, just in their regular settings, just taking a picture of themselves in the mirror, or a picture of themselves in a group with friends, because you're really seeing how the item looks in the wild, right? Outside of the studio, outside of the photo shoot, you're seeing the item in the wild. So you want to see what it looks like. And if by miracle of miracles you find another person who kind of resembles you in terms of body type or size or height, even better. But check the reviews, read the details, see if other people mention things like sizing, like comfort, like quality. You want to ask yourself and check all of those details when you're shopping, because you're going to get a lot more, often you'll get a lot more information and a lot more clarity on the item from the reviews and from the pictures at the bottom than you will from the actual description. Also, you want to pay attention to whether they say it runs large, it runs small, it runs true to size. Are there comments about the fit, the material, the versatility? Okay. Um, so next, you want to be wary of the sales tactics. This is a big one, because it's very easy to get sucked into, oh, everything's on sale in January, or oh, it's the Nordstrom anniversary sale, or oh, it's Black Friday. If I don't buy this now, it will never be this price again, and I probably will never be able to get it, and I probably will regret it for the rest of my life. That is not true. There are very, very, very few. There are things that will ultimately sell out and you may not be able to get your hands on again, but that's few and far between. And I would say it's so much, it's almost better to miss something than it is to buy a bunch of stuff that you don't actually need, because you're worried about the possibility of missing something. Like it's limited stock, final sale. And then I watch these, occasionally I'll watch these TikTokers that are like, oh my gosh, this is the best thing ever. And actually, I'm going to hold this up. This is the best thing ever. I bought isn't this the cutest nail polish ever? But they'll say, oh my gosh, this nail polish has sold out 974 times. And if you don't get it right now, you're not gonna be able to get your hands on it for another 6 months. And you're gonna be unpopular, and your life is probably gonna stink because you don't have this nail polish. You really need this nail polish, or your life is not gonna be the same. Like the sales tactics, right? Limited stock, final sale, limited time only. If it's really, you know, if it's really a best-selling item, they will bring it back. They will bring it back. There are very, very few once in a lifetime shopping opportunities. I would say maybe at a consignment store, a vintage store, absolutely. Yeah, that's a one-off item. But for the most part, you don't really need to rush to buy something just because they always want you to have that sense of urgency. They always want you to have that sense of urgency because they want you to buy, because they want you to buy, because they want you to buy, because they want to make money. So it really is about taking the item out of the context that it's shown in, and again, practice being a better and more critical shopper. And I would say, if it's been a while, hi everybody, I love seeing where everyone's from: Alabama, Arkansas, the UK, yay, welcome. If it's it, if you have not shopped in a long time, if you're like, I haven't bought anything since 1987, whatever, go to a store and try on a bunch of stuff, and go to a nearby mall that has a lot of brands that you don't regularly shop, and just try on clothes. You are fantasy shopping. You're not actually shopping for your wardrobe at this point, and try on anything and everything that suits your fancy. And then pay attention to, who says suits your fancy anymore? Really, who says that? I don't know where that came from, but you pay attention to the brands that fit you well, and then you're going to keep a size chart on your phone. So you're going to write down, ooh, I tried on Karen Millen, and I can wear a size 6 in Karen Millen. I can wear a size 10 in this brand. I can wear a size 14 in this brand. Keep a size chart on your phone, brand size, and try on a bunch of different stuff. You want to know how current silhouettes and current styles fit you. You want to do the same with shoes. That way you have more information going into your online shopping experience. Then, so again, you're getting your feet wet here with shopping. You start at a store, then you're going to do a practice shopping trip online, right? You're going to go to a store where the returns and shipping are free and easy. Amazon, Nordstrom, a lot of stores have free shipping, free returns. Pay attention to the return policy, and you're going to order a few items, and you're going to try them on in the comfort of your home. Now, my clients often will order several pairs of jeans or several bathing suits. One of my clients ordered 36 bathing suits to find one perfect one. So they will try several bathing suits, several pairs of jeans, several pairs of shoes. So shop from a brand or a store that has free shipping and free returns, and do a trial shopping trip. Use these tips. Take the item out of context, examine the details of the item, put it in the framework of your life, your body, your lifestyle, your current wardrobe, and use these tips and strategies, and start the process of demystifying online shopping for yourself. Unfortunately, whether we like it or not, it is the future. We will be shopping more online. I'm hoping that we will always have the option of doing both, but we will be shopping more online going into the future. And so we want to be prepared, and we want to get good at it. Kate says, sizes change so much from shop to shop. Trying on and taking notes of the sizes is a great idea. Why did I get to 60 before learning this? Something most people don't think about that. And so it's absolutely true that sizing is so different across different brands. I was shopping with a client in a department store, and she literally wore a size 2 in one brand and a size 14 in another brand. So if you ever want to be talked down and talked off your ledge of, I'm not wearing my size in this brand, just remember that size is irrelevant. It's the number that the brand assigned to that item. That's it. Like it's all over the place. It's all over the place. So yeah, you want to know your size in every single brand. Okay. So I hope that this was helpful. And I would encourage you, go to a store, try on some spring things. If it's been a minute and you don't know what a midi dress looks like because you're still wearing all of your dresses from 10 years ago, or you don't know what a pair of straight leg jeans or a pair of wide leg jeans looks like on you, go to a store, try on some new silhouettes, then come home, get onto your computer, go on a site like Nordstrom where it's free shipping, free returns, or whatever the equivalent is where you're at, and order some things using these concepts. Pockets for the win. Other must-haves: machine wash, fits well, stretchy fabric. Don't like. Yes, very good. Thank you guys so much. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a like and maybe share it with a friend who also struggles with online shopping. It's a challenge for all of us, and I'm sharing tools here that I hope will help you overcome any challenges that you have with shopping online. Love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one.